Dr. Ellen from Dr. Ellen Coaching, and I wanted to tell you 5 ways that you can instantaneously reduce stress and calm your anxiety. So the first way is basically you want to get yourself in a situation that is, you want to calm your senses essentially. So if you are in a space that is very visually distracting, you have a lot of clutter, a lot of things are going on in your environment visually, then it's going to be very hard for you to get in a space where it's easy to relax. So, if you're at home, then you could do some decluttering and just, general organization, which I do the KonMari method in my home, so my home is uber organized that way, so that way it's a calming space. But if you're at work or you're out in the world and you can't just, declutter the environment so much, what you could do is you could have a visual cue of something like a picture on your phone or something to look at that's very visually soothing. And that's, so if your visual senses are in a satisfied place, then that's a good way to, start to go into a more calm place. And so the next sense is basically your auditory sense. So you want to be in either a very quiet environment or an environment, if you're not able to get to a quiet environment, then maybe play some relaxing music. Music has an amazing way of basically lighting up different parts of our brain, and it can even bypass the cognitive centers of our brain and directly influence these more primitive centers of our brain that can cause instant relaxation if we're listening to relaxing music. So once you're in a space, where your senses are in a comfortable place, then the next thing to do would be to do some deep breathing exercises. So this is step number 3, would be a deep breathing exercise. And the reason that deep breathing exercises work is if you breathe out fully, it actually activates your vagus nerve. And the vagus nerve can directly influence the parasympathetic nervous system. So you have 2 autonomic nervous systems. Those are the nervous systems that you don't even think about, that just things are happening and we aren't even thinking about them. So one way to directly influence that is through the vagus nerve to influence the parasympathetic, which is the calming nervous system. Sympathetic is activating nervous system, parasympathetic is calming. So a deep breathing exercise that you could try is one I like, where you breathe in for 4, you hold for 4, and then you breathe out fully for 8. So like this, you go. And make sure you breathe out as fully as possible, because that's when you get the real calming effects. So once you're in a nice space and you've done your breathing exercises, step 4 would be to do something like a mantra. A mantra is a phrase that you repeat over and over again that can kind of reinforce what you're trying to feel. So the mantra I like to use is I am so calm. And that will help reduce your anxiety. And you can put a movement with it too. I like to use a Kundalini meditation, which is Satanama, but you can do any phrase with it, put a mantra to it like I am so calm. Now, because I've done all this work to get myself into a relaxed space with deep breathing and putting myself in an environment that's soothing, and then I do this mantra, it reinforces the feeling of I feel so calm. And then when I'm sitting in traffic in New York City and want to pull my hair out, and I just simply say I am so calm, and I use my fingers and do this mantra, it takes my body back to that space it was when it was so calm. So it's like an anchor. It's something that you do with you say and do to take you back to that space. So this brings me to step number 5, which is you want to have a regular practice like this. You want to have either a regular meditation practice, a regular yoga practice, or a regular exercise regime where you do these things to get your body into a calm space. There are so many really high quality studies out there that say even just 7 minutes of vigorous exercise reduces anxiety even more than some pills. So having that exercise routine, and even more than that, yoga just crushes anxiety. So if you have that regular practice, then just say goodbye to anxiety. And then the last thing, it's just it's not a tip really, it's just if you know that you're going into a stressful or a situation that's making you anxious, then don't have coffee. Coffee just stimulates your heart so much and gets you already in that excited place, so that if you then go into a stressful situation, it's much harder for you to calm your senses and, get back into that parasympathetic nervous system. I made the mistake of having coffee before I went skydiving, and I thought my heart was going to explode. So don't make that mistake of having coffee before you go do something stressful or something that really excites you, which skydiving was a bit of both. So if you like these tips and you want more tips about how you can improve your brain and your body, then head on over to drerlingcoaching.com, and thanks a bunch for watching.